Hi Year 4! This week we're going to be solving word problems. You're going to need to use your Pearl Power to apply your calculation skills, and your Emerald Power and your Grit Power to persevere. You're going to come across a range of word problems this week. One-step problems require one operation to solve the problem. Two-step and multi-step problems require more than one operation to find an answer. Often you will have to use the answer to the first step, using one operation to work out the rest of the problem. Have a look at the examples on the screen now. When solving word problems, try using the RUCSAC method. We're going to have a look at each step closer while trying to solve a problem. The first step of our RUCSAC method is to read the question carefully and underline any important information. Tom has 114 Pokemon cards. He kept 10 and shared the rest evenly between his 8 friends. How many cards did each of his friends receive? I've underlined the numbers and words which suggest what operation I may need to do. The next step is to understand the question. What do we have to find out? Draw a picture or a bar model using the information you've been given if it helps. I'm going to use a bar model to help me. I've filled in my hole. I know that in total he had 114 Pokemon cards. I also know that he kept 10 of them. I need to work out how many each of his 8 friends got. So I'm going to draw in 8 sections and I need to work out what the value is of each of those 8 parts. C. Choose the correct operations and a mental or written method. Tom has 114 cards. He kept 10 of them. I know my first step is going to be 114 subtract 10. I'm able to solve that calculation in my head. It's only going to be the tens column, which is changing. My answer is 104. It then says that he shared the rest evenly between his 8 friends. Those words imply that I now need to divide. I'm dividing the 104 cards between his 8 friends. That calculation is a bit trickier, so I'm going to use the bus stop method as a written method to help me solve it. So 8 doesn't go into 1. Carry that over. 8 goes into 10 once, with a remainder of 2. And 8 goes into 24. 8, 16, 24, 3 times. Therefore, his friends receive 13 Pokemon cards each. I've completed the S step by showing every step and keeping it neat. A. Answer the question. I've reread the question and made sure that my answer makes sense. I've made it clear by writing answer and adding in the word cards. They received 13 cards each. C. Check your answer. Does it make sense? Yes. And find a way to check. I'm going to use the inverse to check mine. My last step was dividing 104 between 8. So the inverse would be to multiply my answer, which was 13, by 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 1 is 8, add the 2 is 10. It was a multi-step problem, so I then need to do the inverse to check the second part, which was to add 10. 104 add 10 equals 114, which was the amount of cards that Tom started with, which makes my answer correct. I hope that's helped. So in your first task, you need to write the operation that you need to use to solve the word problems on your sheet and copy the words that indicated this. I've put an example on the sheet. If you want an extra challenge, you can then solve those word problems. On the second task, you need to solve 2 word problems. Use the RUCSAC method to help you and think about whether they're a 1-step or 2-step problem. Good luck!